Hi there, it's EnderVerse. It's my second time showcasing data packs, and this time around I'll be going over a resounding 50 data packs that will skyrocket your Minecraft experience and are also relatively easy to install. Now without any further ado, let's dive into the video. Stellarity is a data pack that will completely change the end. The first change was the Stronghold. This place will now be much bigger and quite vast, not to mention the strong opponent you'll have to deal with. Once you reach the end portal, you'll be amazed by the beautiful design of this room. After placing all of the eyes, a new animation will appear, and the end portal will open. The end island was looking entirely different from its vanilla counterpart, and the crazy here is that the dragon will not be there after they arrive. You'll have to summon it by placing those end crystals. The animation for summoning the Ender Dragon is gripping and excites you to begin the battle. Once you kill this boss, you'll not just receive XP, but you'll also get new weapons, specifically a shield and a sword. Before we go to the end terrains, let's take a moment to appreciate this beautiful portal. Upon our arrival, we can notice an improved end city. The architecture of this building is very pleasing, and the loot, oh boy, it's a different story. There's a small thing that I have to address about these end cities. You'll come across a lot of them. I'm talking like just a few blocks away from each other. After exploring a bit, you can find new structures in the form of camping tents. I even found a deep dark biome. All in all, this data pack is huge and will completely change your experience with the end dimension. Beyond the Clouds will add villages that spawns, beyond the clouds. The villages themselves didn't excite me as much as the biomes did. They look magnificent and spark a deep desire for Odyssey in your mind. The first thing I thought of when I reached this place was building a kingdom on top of this land. It would look like a heaven. Survivor's Elegy is a data pack that adds new jungle ruins which you can discover and scavenge to find some interesting loot. There are also more structures like the Wandering Trader camp, and by the way, this guy will also be enhanced and will trade new items. The witch hat got updated as well. The designing of the hat itself was ameliorated, and once you get in, you'll be met with several poison potions thrown at you. The interior of the place is more detailed than ever, and there are several chests you can open for various loot. Something that stood out to me for sure was the Nether Fortress. Besides this structure being 10 times bigger than before, it now feels like an uninhabitable city. It's dense with rooms, and in the middle, you can find another portal in case you were lost. There are much more features to uncover on this data pack, so don't miss them out. Vanilla Utilities offers lots of features. First one is being able to swap armors from the armor stand by right clicking it. You can also give it arms and equip it with a sword. When right clicking the stand with an invisibility potion, you can make it invisible. Item frames can also be invisible using shears, and you can make them visible again using glowing ink. You can check the saddle of the pig by right clicking it, and you can also check the skin of the cow. Alright, that was horrible. You can check the feather of the chicken the same way, and both will die after a certain amount of skinning. This is an efficient way to get leather and feather, but it's so humane that it's not worth it. Shears can also be used to remove the vines of the cobblestone, and you can put the vines back by right clicking the cobblestone. It's also possible now to repair an anvil with iron blocks, as well as placing ladders on the air. You can also get a fancy bed by placing your favorite banner on any bed, and you can remove it by simply destroying the bed. But I'll keep this one here for the little boy. He seems to be very happy to have it. Flints and coal blocks can be grinded by an anvil to get gunpowder, and you can turn sticks into blaze rods by throwing them in lava. Although it takes a minute for each stick to transform, cakes will be destroyable now. As well as spawners, although for spawners you will need a silk touch pickaxe. And finally, sponges can be dried using an empty bucket. This should make draining any lake a lot easier. BlazeandCave's advancements data pack will add over 900 advancements. Those new advancements will not be visible to you from day one. You'll first have to gradually build your way to the top. Mine treasure will add randomly occurring loot chests while you are mining in a cave. These loot chests will have different type of items depending on the rarity of the chest. If it's a common chest, your loot will be mediocre. If it's a rare loot chest, you will leave that cave with some interesting loot. Physical falling trees will make the trees fall when you cut down the bottom of it. Not only is it quite beneficial since it will save you the pain of reaching the top of some tall trees, but it also looks very dynamic and beautiful. I tested out with a realistic texture pack and it seemed to be working just fine, so try that out as well. Tree chop data pack will make trees fall off by just chopping the bottom part of it. This data pack can be a bit so overpowered since it doesn't take away from your durability, so it's not a good option if you are concerned with accuracy that much. Just as more foods will add, you guessed it, more foods. Upon crafting this cookbook, you can learn how to craft every cuisine equipment as well as learning how to cook all sorts of foods. There's a bunch of new recipes you can try, all of which will keep you satiated and full throughout your gameplay. Qrafty's bamboo villages adds new type of villages situated in the jungle biome, specifically the bamboo jungles. These new villages look beautiful and quite wholesome if I'm being honest. I really wish Mojang would add those new type of villages. Updated fishing data pack will make fish actually gravitate towards your fishing hook. No longer are you going to be fishing out of nowhere. You will now have to look for a populated lake so that you can catch as much seafood and fish as possible. Kit's better hanging signs will allow you to place items on the hanging signs. Just place an item frame on the sign and follow it with the item you want to be displayed there. Placing glowing item frames will result in glowing items on signs. This feature will allow you to mark any place based on its content. Spruced Vanilla is a data pack with over 1000 features. The first thing I notice here is the beauty of nature. The animal variants have been increased. There are even insects like the butterflies. And on the floor, you can notice a set of small flowers on the ground. Oh look, a village! Check this out. Villages have also been improved. The architecture of the buildings is considerably better than before. There is also a wandering trader's camp next to a mesmerizing windmill. And since this data pack comes with a dedicated resource pack, lots of the items in the inventory have been retextured. There is a lot to cover about this data pack, but I want to give you guys a general look of this amazing project. MrBorizz's cosmetics will add new decorative items you can wear on your head. These cosmetics are skillfully designed and you can even enjoy them with your friends on a server. Laser's villagers will add exactly 12 new villagers to Minecraft. The new villagers can be extremely beneficial and will offer you the most exotic items and blocks. I love this data pack solely because those new villagers don't naturally spawn in a village. You will need to manually transform them by throwing specific types of blocks at a master villager. And let me tell you, it took me roughly 30 minutes just to turn these guys into the new villagers. Mount and Ride allows you to mount and ride a variety of mobs in the game. To do so, simply throw a saddle next to a mob. Also, make sure you have the new fishing rod made for that specific mob. The ride in itself is very enjoyable, and I love how the dolphin can jump out of the water while you are riding it, and the ally can literally fly you anywhere. Just don't try and ride a sniffer, you'd be better off walking your way back home, and its sound is very seriously annoying. But overall, this is a data pack you'll enjoy playing for hours, and there are also other mobs you can ride that I didn't mention here. Throw items is another enthusiastic data pack. It will let you throw any item anywhere you want. Items like the axe will chop logs far away from you. The pickaxe will mine blocks and lure them back to you. Flint and steel will burn anything on the distance. And the ender pearl will work pretty much the same as vanilla. The netherite items, however, have a chance of exploding. And speaking of which, the TNT and end crystals are my favorite, solely for how much mass destruction you can cause using them. Carryable Cats data pack adds these fluffy creatures that you can place on your offhand. Apart from being heartwarming, these cats are completely useless and will just occupy your offhand unnecessarily. But hey, they're cute, so that's that. Norse Adventure data pack will add functioning Viking ships. At first, I was very confused as to how to ride and control these ships. But after a while, it became relatively easy. Just use your right and left click to choose which direction or at what speed your ship goes. To craft these new ships, simply hover over to the Advancement tab and check the crafting recipe. After that, throw the items of your ship together and it will craft it for you. This is a magnificent data pack, but could use some improvements on the controlling side. Level Up data pack will make you spawn with 3 hearts, which can be increased by increasing your experience level. To do so, simply butcher a bunch of sheep and get their XP. Also, even if you want to cheat and give yourself XP through commands, it won't work, so you'll have to earn it through combating vicious enemies. But be careful not to approach enemies with higher experience level than you are. Stardew Vally is a data pack that will first add variety to animals like the cows and the fish. Also, since it comes with a resource pack, many textures have been altered. Using wheat, you can create wheat flour. Add in a couple of eggs and you've got yourself some pancakes to enjoy. Place scaffolding, throw a barrel on top of it, and that, my friend, is the keg. It is designed to manufacture juices. Just put your favorite fruit and an empty bottle and wait. It will take a couple of minutes before it's ready for consumption, so keep that in mind. Next, you just place a barrel and throw a stick on it and you got yourself a cheese maker. All you have to do now is just put your milk bucket there and it will do the cheese making for you. The same case as before, this machine can take a couple of minutes before it gets done. And one of my favorite parts about this data pack is how you can craft tools and armors from different materials like the amethyst and the copper. They are not as solid and reliable as, say, netherite, but they are useful nonetheless. Villages Overhauled is an amazing data pack that expands on the villages. First thing you'll notice is how there are now a couple of new shop designs. Before, we didn't even have shops in the first place, so that's quite convenient. Next thing to mention is the crop fields. They became way larger than before and have this scarecrow in the middle. Barns have also been redesigned slightly. Not to mention, of course, how every corner of the village will now be interesting and meaningful. And you'd be a fool to think that this is it. When going to a snowy village, you'll see that it is completely different. There's a giant statue in the middle. Crop fields have also been refined to fit the harsh, snowy weather. Same goes to the barns. And there are also a couple of decorative builds laying around. Oh look, it's raining, snowing. The village now looks magical, and the cows are well sheltered inside this warm barn. Forgot to mention, there is also a stable for horses, so you may want to get yourself a horse. Don't worry, no one will talk about it. A Hoppo Better Mineshaft is a data pack that will revamp this specific structure. There will be new variants of the mineshafts that are biome dependent. They are way larger and quite vast. You can also come across a number of loot chests. I've played many mods that do the same thing, but Hoppo's data pack here seems to be the best I've came across. Daily Quests data pack will give you a quest to complete for XP. Every morning you'll receive one of those, and the reward is actually crazy since it's not just a couple of XP points. It actually promotes your XP level directly, meaning from level 5 to 10, etc. Towns and Towers is one of my favorite data packs of all time. Now you'll bump into amazing pillager outposts. Yes, this pyramid. Inside of this structure, there will be lots of hospitable and generous people. There are also a couple of other designs to the pillager outpost, like this castle in the middle of the forest. Villages have also been revamped, and I have to give it to the creator of the data pack. The architecture here is peerless and quite gratifying. Another type of structure I found in the middle of nowhere was this wandering trader camp. You will find a couple of traders living here, but I wonder, where did the llamas go? Explore a little more and you might find this. Feeling nostalgic, right? Towns and Towers also adds the old villages design from 1.12. You may find it randomly across the world, but it's pretty rare. This data pack will make it so that the game is a bit more logical. Mobs will no longer have unlimited ammunition. After a while, they will run out of arrows and they will become helpless. This is how you can craft the carpenter bench, which will allow you to manufacture a number of furniture by simply placing a wood plank. These furniture designs are very detailed and convenient. Also, mobs will actually have a seat whenever there is a chair closer to them, which gives the furniture a functionality of its own. Cavernous adds a couple of new structures in the caves. It even adds a populated village beneath the surface. There is also this amazing pyramid which holds mysterious rooms and entrances. And finally, there is this massive lava factory. Through naming a name tag leashed, you can leash any mob and lure them anywhere you want. And through naming the name tag released, you can leash mobs to each other and even launch them to the sky. Oh god, that was terrible. You can also leash the mobs to your ally and it will just follow you anywhere in the sky whilst carrying a couple of 100 kilograms. Bro is insanely strong. This new leash mechanism can be very useful in combat since you can just leash any hostile mob and launch this dude into the sky. And it's also very satisfying, so you'll enjoy it for hours on end. If you wish to obtain the rest of the data packs, you must watch the first episode. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. See ya in the next one.